Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew. We're in Matthew chapter 5, beginning at verse 21 today. In our last few sessions, we've seen how Jesus told us that He is the fulfillment of the law. That with the coming of the Messiah, the law does not pass away. He said, I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. So everything in the law, everything in the Old Testament, perfectly fulfilled in Jesus. He also tells us that the righteousness of the kingdom of heaven found in Him surpasses that of the righteousness of the Pharisees. And what I meant by that was that the Pharisees' righteousness was all about external appearance, the show of keeping the law. Jesus says in the righteousness of the kingdom, it goes much deeper than that. It's about a righteousness that comes from the heart. For you see, this fulfillment of the law is not just about the external keeping of the rules. It is about the instruction the law gives to us to change us from the inside out. Now, beginning in verse 21 on in chapter 5, Jesus gives some examples of what that looks like, what the righteousness of the kingdom looks like. And he does so by taking several well-known commandments from the Old Testament and showing how they are much more than just the external keeping of those commandments. They are that, but much more they're about heart holiness and heart righteousness. Now he does this by taking commandments such as you shall not murder and you shall not commit adultery, about the taking of oaths, about loving your neighbors. He takes all those commands and shows how, yes, it is important that you externally keep those and do those things, but much more, it teaches you that your heart must be changed. Your heart must be transformed so that the things you do, the actions of your life, proceed from a heart that is made holy by the grace of God. So we can look at how he explains this. Verse 21, he begins to talk about the command, you shall not murder. Now you've heard, Jesus said, it was told to people long ago, do not murder. And anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. Now everyone knows the value of that command. Life is sacred and it is not to be taken away. Only God holds the power of life. And we do not have the right to take someone else's life. And so the commandment is quite clear. You shall not take someone's life. You shall not murder. Everyone agrees to that. Everyone knows that. But Jesus says the command is about much more than just simply don't take someone else's life. That, yes. But it also teaches us about the condition of our heart, about the condition of our spirit. So Jesus goes on. I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. And anyone who says to his brother, Raka, which is a term of contempt for a person, anyone who says to his brother, Raka, is answerable to the Sanhedrin. But anyone who says, you fool, will be in danger of the fires of hell. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar and you remember your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. Go, be reconciled to your brother. Then come offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you're still with him on the way, or he may hand you over to the judge. The judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. Now, tell you the truth, you will not get out until you've paid the last penny. Basically, Jesus says, it's not just a matter of the external keeping of the commandment, do not kill. Certainly do that. But much more, have a heart that is at peace with other people. So even though you would never take someone else's life, if you have a heart that is murderously angry at someone, if you have a heart that treats other people as contemptible objects and calls them names, that puts you in danger, Jesus says, of the fires of hell. Because though your external actions may be correct, your heart is not. Jesus says what the command teaches us that real holiness is all about is having a heart that strives to live at peace with other people. Having a heart that tries to be in a good relationship with other people. It is true, the commandment says, refrain from hurting others physically, and you should. You should never hurt another person in any way. But also have a heart that is at peace toward them. have a heart that loves others. You see, true holiness begins in the heart and then proceeds outward. Jesus says, I want you to keep the outward external command. That is, you certainly would not take someone else's life. You shall not murder is a sacred command and must be observed. But I want it to mean even more than that to you, my people. I want you to realize your heart needs to be right toward other people. That is true holiness. That is true righteousness. And that is why the righteousness of the kingdom surpasses that of the Pharisees. Because not only does it keep the external command, it does that, yes, but much more, it wants his heart to be a heart of love and of peace and of kindness. And this is the kind of heart the kingdom of heaven creates in you. This is the kind of heart I will create within you, says Jesus, if you believe in me. This is heart holiness. Amen and amen. You have a great day today, and I'll see you next time for our 5-minute Bible study in the Gospel of Matthew.